This is KGW News at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our top story is the Nakia Creek fire burning in Clark County. All over the metro area, people woke up to a mix of fog and smoke this morning. We got an update from fire officials just about an hour ago. Firefighters are making progress on the fire line, but the fog is making it difficult to see. The fire has now burned almost 1,800 acres. And as you can see, the evacuation zones on this map, they are considerably smaller now. There's also a clue how this may have started. The Clark County Fire Marshal's office shared this photo yesterday of a light-colored Subaru. The car was on Larch Mountain when the fire started October 9th.
There were some people that shot the cell phone video that you've seen on YouTube and that I've shared with you guys today. And that is a person who then saw that vehicle of interest, which they believe to be a white or light colored Subaru, possibly Subaru Forester, that had several people, 2 adults and 4 adults, 2 females, 2 males in it. And as he described it, the fire marshal described it, they were possibly shooting pyrotechnic devices, was what the person who was taking that video of the scene thought.
Anyone with any information should contact the Clark County Fire Marshal's office. That tip line number is 564-397-3320. For more on the situation, you can text the word wildfire to 503-226-5088. We will send you a link to the latest information. Well, the sun is starting to break through the haze this afternoon. That's the view outside from our Wells Fargo Skycam. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here with a closer look.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Brenda. Yeah, the smoke and the fog is really making the air quality really tough across much of the metro area, and we are looking at the worst air quality in the entire country right now. But first, I want to show you a little bit of some time-lapse video that shows you some of the dense fog that we were experiencing earlier this morning and some smoke, and that's preventing us to see a bit of an inversion layer. So our temperatures really aren't warming up a whole lot. We might not have that video, but let's get to the air quality map. We're starting to see anywhere from moderate down to the unhealthy category. That's what we're seeing with those red dots, and it's gonna be a couple of days before things start to improve. We really need some of that precipitation to wash out that poor air. Rain is in the forecast, but it's not going to be arriving until Friday afternoon at the earliest. But once we start to see that rain, it is going to be sticking around for a little bit. And we also have that air quality warning in effect until Thursday night as well, up and down the I-5 corridor. So if you can avoid being spending any time outside, that is probably your best bet. Visibility has improved since the morning show. At one point this morning, we had that dense fog advisory where visibility was down to a quarter of a mile, and now it's down to 2 miles. But now I was forecasting highs flirting with record temperatures. I might have to change that a little bit because of the dense fog that might be kind of preventing us from warming up as warm as I was expecting earlier today. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Joe. Well, the Rose City doesn't have enough firefighters, so over the weekend, Portland Fire and Rescue made an unprecedented move. It shut down the fire engine assigned to Station 4. That firehouse served South Portland, including PSU. The Bureau usually has 159 firefighters citywide, but right now it's 10 short of that.
We're running that risk that something big is going to happen, and we don't have those resources that we've always relied on. Until Saturday, we've always had, and now we didn't have it.
Downtown isn't the only trouble spot. A firehouse in Southeast lost its fire engine too. The Firefighters Union blames the staff shortage on budget cuts, years of hiring freezes, and the pandemic. Now to our homeless crisis. This week, Mayor Ted Wheeler will announce a plan to ban unsanctioned camping in Portland. He wants to build 3 large homeless campuses instead. It's not a new idea, but it's never been done before in Portland. And with the crisis top of mind for many Oregon voters, Blair Best talked to the 3 candidates running for governor to get their take on the mayor's plan.
Mayor Ted Wheeler calls the crisis on Portland streets a vortex of misery. He's now calling on the county for help in banning unsanctioned homeless camping over the next 18 months. Now, there's still a lot of questions on what this ban will actually look like or how it will be enforced, and we're still waiting to hear from the mayor on that. Meanwhile, we caught up with each candidate for governor to see what they think of the plan.
Our housing and homelessness crisis is not new.
Oregon's homeless crisis was the focus in Salem today, as Eugene and Beaverton mayors talked of what it will take to tackle it.
And like many Oregonians, I'm frustrated because things are not working the way they should be.
Joining them, Democratic candidate for governor Tina Kotek.
Because we all know we have a crisis on our streets and on our sidewalks.
Not in attendance today was Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler, who is expected to release a plan this week on banning unsanctioned homeless camping and building 3 500-person homeless campuses instead. In a letter to the Multnomah County Commissioner, he asks for help responding to this crisis. He says there are 700 homeless camps across the city, making it nearly impossible for city outreach crews to keep up. And some wait lists for affordable housing are up to 9 years long, not to mention the drug use that's just compounding the problem.
It takes every level of government working together to solve an issue like homelessness.
Mayor Wheeler lays out a list of requests, among them asking the county to open all 2,400 homeless shelter spaces. The latest data from the Joint Office dashboard suggests there were about 1,400 open in August. Manage Safe Rest Villages, pay for and operate 3 designated camping sites, along with increasing response to the drug epidemic. Meanwhile, he says the city will build 20,000 affordable housing units by 2023, enforce camping bans, and keep the streets clean. All 3 candidates for governor were briefed on the plan last week. They say it's a solution that's long overdue.
I think it's a good idea. They need to be able to make it happen.
We're finally getting to where we should have been a long time ago, and I'd like to believe that it has been my presence in this election cycle that has perhaps helped motivate the mayor.
Republican candidate Christine Drazen couldn't talk to us on camera, but told KGW in a statement, quote, "I'm encouraged to see the city taking action. I look forward to working with Mayor Wheeler and local leaders as our state's next governor to ensure homelessness is rare and temporary, reopen our sidewalks and public spaces, restore safety to our streets, and support Oregonians in need."
What's the level of services that are going to be provided? Are we going to have places just for women or for families? So trying to understand how they're going to, protect and help people feel secure.
He's got a long ways to go before it can be implemented, starting with trying to harmonize the county and the city's approach to this problem.
We sat down with each candidate for governor to hear their plans on tackling the homeless crisis. You can watch that segment on KGW+. In Salem, Blair Best, KGW News.
And a quick reminder, tomorrow night at 7, KGW and the Oregonian will co-host the final debate in the race for Oregon governor. The candidates will talk about homelessness and affordable housing, among other things. You can watch it live on all of our platforms, including our website and KGW+, which you'll find on Roku or the Fire TV app. Election day just 3 weeks away now, and time is running out to register to vote. Oregon's deadline is today. Head to OregonVotes.gov to register or update your details. If you live in Washington, you have until October 31st to register online or by mail. Washington voters can also register in person at their county elections office through 8 o'clock election night. That's Tuesday, November 8th. And if you text the word VOTE to 503-226-5088, we will send you a link to that registration information. Boy, sad to say, this is a hard one. It has been such a tough day today for our KGW family. Our longtime political analyst, Len Bergstein, has passed away. If you have seen our political coverage over the years, Len was a constant figure. I've interviewed him many, many times. He was such a wealth of knowledge. He cared so much about the state of Oregon. He moved here from New York in 1972. He left his middle school teaching job to start a career in politics. Bergstein spent a decade working for politicians, really for a little bit of everybody, including former Portland Mayor Vera Katz. In the 1980s, he started his own political consulting business. He has worked with so many clients, including the Portland Trailblazers, TMT Development, Greenbrier, and the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde. He retired just before the pandemic, but he stayed active working on causes and issues here in Oregon. Bergstein was going to be part of our election night coverage in November. We will all miss him deeply. and we send our condolences to Len's family.